How long have you been doing that now? How
This
long?
is my 10th year in the business. We started, I mean, started in 2025, 2015. 2015, just a concept, really incorporated it in 2016. Knew we had to actually do something because we was making too much money. We couldn't, it was like, dude, we got to put this in the business. So we just did it. And I mean, I was literally, from the time I was going through retirement, my mind wasn't even focused on retiring. Like I knew I was good. I was like, well, at first, before this even happened, I was like, I can't do nothing. I got to hide everything in order to stay in. At the time, I was like, you want to kick me out tomorrow? I can kick me out. And this position made me that much more confident. It made me that much more like lackluster about the military career, which I still honor to this day, but I was not afraid to let it go. Where a lot of people in the military, they're afraid to let it go. They get out, they get back in, they don't know how to get another job. And, shout out to all the struggles that they have in trying to find other positions. But if they would just think that invest in themselves and start their own business, that is going to be the way. Because when I started Cuties, man, I'm telling you, I lifted up out of my chair. I stood up out of my chair. When I thought of the name, so my name is Quincy, my wife's name is Tiffany, so QT, Cuties. Stood up out of my chair. Stood up out of my chair, looked up at the sky, and was just like, and just smiled. And I couldn't stop smiling. My energy, my blood pressure went up. I'm in my office at the military alone. Ain't nobody in here. And I just stood up. I'm just like, and I just knew it was going to be bigger than I can ever imagine. And it has been. It's done everything I could possibly want and need. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. You have businesses in other states, lemonade business in other states.
Doing the exact same thing.
So how is that structured? Do you have somebody over there manning it, or?
My wife and I bought the house because we want to get closer to home.
Yeah.
We live in Tennessee. She lives in Alabama. So, our parents getting old. So we was like, well, we got to figure out a plan, take care of them, be able to take care of them in their old age. So I looked up and I said, man, I don't know how we're going to do that because I love Arizona and I would never want to leave Arizona. But the problem with Arizona is our parents do not want to get on a plane. They do not want to come here. They barely visit us. And it's just like, it's one of those things where you just kind of separate. So when you have kids, you're thinking to yourself, they're never going to know their grandparents because I live too far. So I was like, well, what if we got a summer home? Then the summer home got kind of dreamed up, and then we was like, well, how do we qualify for the summer home? So then it became into, okay, what are the income streams that you can make, which goes back to another story, but I'll tell that. So the income streams that you make all got to add up to you being able to afford that house. Or they're just, you're going to get the underwriting. They're going to say you don't make enough income. So part of it is you got to pay yourself. You got to pay yourself as a W-2. You got to structure the business where the business is in Florida. The business is also in Arizona. You got to have a business that's conceptualized where it's so simple that you can train anybody to do it from afar, that you can solve any problem from a phone call. In doing that, where all you need to do is go there for a few moments at a time, get the things established, put these systems and processes in place so when you actually launch it, it's running and it runs on its own. So the systems and processes, because we've had repeat stores that we built, are so simple that anybody can do it. Anybody can do it the first day that they started up. A new employee, I can train them over the phone, never meet them, and they can actually work this entire stand. One employee that we have at the stand each day. We don't have a lot of staff. We keep it very conservative. We keep our expenses down. We have one ingredient and turn it into 18 different flavors. That one ingredient, and then when you add slushies on top of it, now you got 18 more flavors. I mean, you can do this thing so many different ways and shapes and forms, and all you do is invite the customer based on how it looks. If how it looks is what sells it. Our tagline is it tastes as good as it looks. So when a customer sees this lemonade, they either have never seen something like this and they have to try it, and they're enticed to try it based on the pictures and the projection that we give to them. And then from that, they taste it. Then they're like, goodness, this really is a great lemonade. And the only reason why it's a great lemonade is what I was telling you earlier, because the standard has been so low that when we made a fresh squeezed lemonade and then turn it into a slushie, and then that's automatically just good. if you have a perfect lemonade, it's great. The problem is you don't enjoy perfect lemonade, good lemonade, fresh squeezed lemonade, because we just don't, it's not in our daily lives.
Mm-hmm.
We drink the crap all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get this, you're like, wow, this is something different, when it really ain't. It's really the original thing, but just our standards are so low. So if Minute Maid ever catch on and start doing it like this, they're gonna put me out of business. But they won't, because it's too hard. And it's too hard because I put the effort, I put the love, I put the time into it to do it right, to do it the correct way. And I know they never want to do this because they're doing it for, the cost savings and everything else. They want to kick out the product that people will drink for 2 cents on a dollar, and it ain't got no juice in it. Well, let's cut out the lemons. Let's see what we get, what we end up with. And it's like, okay, you know what I'm saying? So I had to do that. I had to create that space to be in because no one else did it. And that's all you got to do in business, is create your space that nobody else does. Create something, a business around something no one wants to do. Provide something that ain't normally provided, that ain't consistently provided.